Question, would the British Empire have been as successful if it weren't for child labor? I think, yes, it would have been successful, but not necessarily in the same ways. I think if child labor wasn't available, the British Empire wouldn't have stopped progressing. They would have just used other labor or other ways to get around the labor. So, for example, maybe they wouldn't have designed chimneys to be so small, or maybe the foldable, collapsible chimney sweep would have come decades earlier. Who knows? The main woman in the video, she said that children were used just because the conditions were right. They were everywhere. They were abundant and they were really cheap labor. If children were not such an abundant commodity, I don't think they would have been used at all. I think if maybe slavery was a thing in Britain, the slaves would have been used instead of the children. So there's that question. And for the second question, do you see any similarities between the children of Britain and slave labor today? I actually don't see any dissimilarities. You have very low pay, you have jobs that are incredibly dangerous, you have children who are super young working in these really hazardous conditions. And the first example of modern slave labor that comes to mind is that of sweatshops. There are children in sweatshops that don't have ventilation, and they're just stuck with that horrible stagnant air that's just not safe. And the other similarity I see is we know about these things and we think they're bad, but we don't really make an active effort to really stop it. We as a general society. Yeah, I don't see any dissimilarities between the two. Alright, that's my vlog. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.